Austin Powers in Goldmember is a 2002 American comedy film directed by Roach, of course, and stars Mike Myers, Beyoncé Knowles, Seth Green, Michael York, Robert Wagner, Mindy Sterling, Vern Troyer, and this time around, Michael Caine. The plot follows the villainous mastermind Dr. Evil once and again trying to take down Austin Powers once and for all, this time by stealing the one thing he can't live without, his mojo. It's the third, and I had pretty much always just assumed it would be the final installment in the Austin Powers series. That is until just recently when a fourth film has been announced. So that's very cool. I'm excited for that. I always wanted them to just keep this series going. Kind of like the Bond series that it emulates, or at least, or at the very least, like back in the early 2000s, I definitely wanted a few more. But after seeing like this new I know it sounds weird to say, but this new Verizon commercial thing, it appears that I think they still have it, especially Mike Myers. And I think the other characters do too. I think it's got a decent shot. I didn't have any faith in like the sequels to like Zoolander or I don't know, Anchorman. I didn't really see any of those. I know the Dumb and Dumber sequel sucked ass, but I think this one might be decent. I mean, not as bad as I wanted a Wayne's World 3 back in the day, but I was definitely a fan, and so are you, whether you want to admit it or not. You might not be to this day, but back in the early 2000s, you were quoting Austin Powers. You were doing it. Back when this movie came out, I remember really liking it. I remember liking it. Maybe I'm remembering incorrectly, but I remember liking it as much as the first two. With the second always being my favorite, and I don't think I'd seen this movie like in at least 10 years before this recent rewatch, and I still think it's pretty funny, but it's definitely my least favorite in the trilogy, I guess we can call it. The jokes just don't hold up as well. At times, kind of feeling like they were either running out of gas or inspiration. But personally, I can typically tolerate a few flaws if the positives can at least make up for them. Story-wise, it's just more of the same, and that's fine. I never really minded that because it's again, parodying a Bond movie, a series not always known for standing apart from each other plot-wise. And they also did a unique thing, which I thought was really cool. At the beginning of this movie, they do like a little Mission Impossible parody. So that was a nice touch and a nice, fresh new addition to, the Austin Powers stuff. The Bond girl this time around is played by none other than Beyoncé herself. Which is cool, and it totally fits the 1970s theme. And I like Foxy Cleopatra as a character, even if she doesn't really have the acting chops of like Elizabeth Hurley or Heather Graham. I mean, that was never going to happen. Her acting is not great, but it's passable. She's of course she's always nice to look at and stuff, not to sound like a douche, but and of course, we also get a new villain in addition to Dr. Evil and all his henchmen from Part 2. And that would be a weird Dutch guy who's obsessed with gold, played by, of course, Mike Myers himself. And his name is Goldmember, if you didn't know. It's definitely Mike Myers' weakest character from the series, but he does have a few funny parts. Like, he's funny enough. Also, Mike Myers plays 4 characters this time around, which is pretty awesome. I'd say you get more Seth Green, his Scott Evil character, which I could have done without. Never really liked that little fucker. Scott was more tolerable as a background character. That has like 2 or 3 scenes in my opinion. Probably the most interesting addition is famous spy Nigel Powers, Austin's dad, played by the great Michael Caine. And he hams it up here with the best of them. He's a lot of fun. We probably didn't really need Fat Bastard returning, but he's a pretty strong character, let's admit it, so I didn't mind. So yeah, I'm giving Austin Powers and Goldmember a 6 out of 10. It's still a fun time, even if it is the weak link of the trilogy. I guess I'm going to have to get used to not calling it a trilogy anymore if they're going to make another one. The original trilogy, I guess we can call it. Cheers, guys, and I'll see you at the multiplex. Subscribe right now, please.